Hi, Rick Martin here with our latest Young Gun, the Young Guns podcast, Alice Addis.
Thank you for having me.
Welcome, yeah. So you're a bit of a surprise guest because Cam, your partner, said, I think she'd be too busy to come along. And then he said, you're a equine vet.
Yes.
And I thought, we've got to get her on. What a great story.
Oh, cool. Well, no, thanks for having me.
Yeah. So tell us your story. So you've not long been in New Zealand, a couple of years?
Yeah, it'll be 2 years in March.
Yeah.
It was a little bit of a last minute, well, not last minute, but I suppose an unexpected decision. I came over to Aussie about 10 years ago on holiday. I just went there with my family and absolutely loved it. And I just sort of said to them, I was like, I want to come and move here in the future. And COVID happened after I qualified, so that kind of removed the option of going and doing my internship abroad. So I did my internship in the UK, and then at that point I went, right, now's the time I need to just go and do some travelling. And the great thing about my job is that I can work and travel together.
Yeah.
I never really wanted to take a huge amount of time off work, but I wanted to go and see the world at the same time. So I thought I'll see if I can find something abroad. And I looked at jobs in Aussie, but none of them really excited me. Nothing. I didn't sort of speak to anyone that had the exact sort of job that I wanted.
Right.
You know, none of them offered exactly the little niche that I was looking for.
Which is what?
Which is... I was a young vet looking to specialise fairly early on in equine lameness and orthopaedics.
Right.
And
that's a specialised part of...
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And I was only a couple of years qualified, so I think most of the other jobs wanted me to stay very broad and wanted me to cover a lot of scope, but I was already really passionate about that particular area. And I had a director at the clinic who said to me, look, I think you should speak to this Kiwi vet who's looking for someone sort of like you.
Right.
Just have a chat with him on the phone, and so I did. And after a half an hour conversation, I still remember calling my mum and saying, "That's it, I'm moving to New Zealand."
Wow.
And she was just a little bit taken aback because I hadn't visited and I didn't really know anything about the country, but the job sounded too good to turn.
You'd seen Lord of the Rings or something?
I actually haven't.
No, okay. No, it's nothing like that. It's nothing like that. Yeah, but you because when we first spoke, you said you knew you wanted to be a vet even from a child.
Yeah. I was 11 when I first decided that I wanted to be a vet.
Yeah.
My grandma's partner over in Italy had horses, but very rustically. So he was actually a butcher. He didn't butcher the horses,
no.
But he was a butcher, and in his free time, he basically had a field, like a basic sort of area of land, and he would just take in horses that needed homing, horses that had been abandoned, horses that he found or was given, and he would kind of like give them a new lease of life and then pass them on.
Okay.
And so growing up, I was raised in the middle of London in a city. I didn't even have a dog as a child. You know, I didn't have any pets, but I was then exposed to this sort of animal world of...
Oh, when I went to Italy, where in Italy was it?
So just outside Milan.
Okay.
That's where my mum's from. And so my sort of granddad introduced me to looking after animals and caring for them, and then at that point that was me decided.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking, because you've got such a lovely accent, and I thought, you probably grew up in some sort of manor with lots of horses. And so you didn't grow up.
No.
No horses, not even a dog.
No. So both my parents are Italian.
Yeah.
But they moved over to London before I was born, and I was raised in the UK, hence the accent. But the name is spelt Alice, so it sort of looks English, but everyone's always called me Alice. That's how you pronounce it in Italy.
Yeah.
And so I've just stuck with it. It still causes a lot of confusion, and people can't understand why my name is pronounced differently to how it's written, even though I sound so British.
Right.
But I stick with it because
Oh, why not?
Yeah.
It's a lovely name. You're the first Alice I've ever met.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Because you told me the advice your dad gave you when you were young. What was that?
Just to follow my passion, really. I remember being passionate about, feeling passionate about wanting to be a vet from about 11.
Yep.
And then I sort of reached that 16 age and started thinking more like financially, how am I going to be able to build a good life for myself? And, you start kind of thinking of all your options. And I actually remember looking into average salaries of vets and thinking, okay, is this a good move? Like, I'm committing 5 years of my life at university to then pursue this career. I remember thinking, is this going to be like a financially stable career to go into? And I remember having a conversation with my dad and saying, look, Dad, I don't think this is going to make me a lot of money.
No.
And him saying to me, it might not, but if you're passionate and you wake up every morning and you love the job you're doing, then you're essentially rich in life in a different way. So look, I'm glad that I made the call to continue with it because I really honestly do love my job.
I think there'll be something in there that'll make you a lot of money.
I hope so.
Yeah, I bet there is.
I really hope so.
It was like the guy I met last year on the Gold Coast, and he had a company that sold pet insurance. He was a vet.
Yeah.
He made a lot of money out of
and
that.
actually, I think within being a vet, so within the veterinary sector, there's a huge amount of opportunity.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of niches, and we're quite behind in a lot of ways, like if you think about the medical sector and everyone that's sort of making money within that trajectory, I think we have a lot, but we're busy, we're so busy as vets that I think sometimes you just become so focused on your day-to-day job that you forget to look around and look for opportunity. But hopefully I'll find some.
Yeah, because I was surprised there was no money in it because it's so expensive when you take your dog to the vet. And you're saying because medically for people it's all subsidised. And I think we had some cream that we needed for our dog, and I went to the vet and they said, they don't have it, but this is the same cream you can get from the chemist.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it was cheaper.
Yeah.
So,
and that won't be your vets trying to make money on it. It will be that when they buy it, that's how much it costs.
Somebody's making some money.
They'll make a small markup on it from selling it to you, but it's certainly, that's not why it's more expensive. The human drug will be subsidised. Yeah.
So I suppose it's similar to the emotional part of it is similar to being a doctor because you do lose patients. Yeah. And sorry.
I think you only have to have lost one pet for it to really hit you quite hard.
I know.
Because they are members of your family, no matter whether they're dogs, cats, horses, and it certainly has an emotional toll for sure. Yeah.
We'll avoid that conversation, I think. Oh, excuse me. So, because your dad's a wine importer.
Yeah.
So that was really interesting because you said they were importing wine from even Hawaii.
Yeah, at one point I believe so. I think he's sort of imported from all over in his life. Quite lucky I've come from two very driven parents. Dad, he's built his business in London, a successful wine importing business, and Mum actually wasn't working when my sister and I were born, and then actually went back to university after we were born and sort of finished her degree and got a master's and has worked her way up.
Doing...
In internal communications.
So do they have cool Italian names?
They actually both do, Leonardo and Raffaella.
Oh, wow, that's lovely, eh?
Yeah.
And so you can speak Italian?
Yes,
Excellent.
All our family in Italy speak no English, so my sister and I basically had no choice but to learn Italian, otherwise we wouldn't be able to communicate with anyone.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's good, eh?
Yeah, really good.
You still got plenty of family in Italy?
Yeah, still got all my mum's side is still in the sort of village that she grew up in. Yeah. And then my dad's side are a little bit more spread out. But we go back really often. So
that's good.
Yeah, we're lucky.
Yeah. And your mum and dad are from different parts of Italy?
Yeah. Mum's from the north, from Milan, and dad's from a little island called Sardinia, which is just off the south.
I've been to Sardinia.
Have you?
Yeah.
You don't forget it.
Well, loved it. Loved it. It was lovely, Yeah, excuse me.
It's beautiful. I'm going back hopefully in July this year. So
we had a boat there in 2019, so we spent a fair bit of time around the top of La Maddalena around in Olbia, and because it's quite close to Corsica, so we just go backwards and forwards to Corsica and
beautiful.
So our
really
track
cool.
on our plotter was just and you'd pull up the French flag when you went to Corsica and then put down there, and so we're constantly changing over the French and the Italian flag. Yeah.
Oh, cool! What a good trip.
Yeah, but it's funny. You talk to the locals there, they're saying they consider themselves Italian, but not really the same as other Italians.
Yes.
And there was somewhere we were, and there was a lady begging on the street, and the people said that won't be somebody from Sardinia because they're too proud to beg.
Oh,
yeah, so that wouldn't be us.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
So it was interesting, and it's probably similar to Corsica because the Corsicans speak French and are part of France, but they don't consider themselves really French.
Yeah. Cool.
So it's a really pretty part of the world.
It is beautiful.
So you said why you didn't go to Australia.
Yeah.
Now the facility you're in is like a vet hospital for horses. So tell us about that. What's that called?
Waikato Equine Veterinary Centre. We're based in Tamahiri. And we're a referral clinic made up of, I think at the moment, approximately 15 vets.
Okay.
So we're a relatively big team. We see horses both on the road, so in their stables, at their homes, but also at the clinic with us. So I'm doing a lot of lameness work, so horses that aren't performing as they should be. Some of them might be actually lame, which is almost like when they have a limp. But others, it's very subtle. So it's kind of like an athlete not doing their job properly, not feeling their best. And then our job is to assess them and determine whether we can treat them or diagnose them or give them some therapies to basically make them feel better.
And these are
perform.
all sports horses or just anybody's horse?
They can be anybody's horses, but most of the horses that I'll be seeing will be sports horses, so they're show jumpers, dressage, or event horses. And it's cool because I think the reason why I love equine work is because I'm treating an athlete. They're a pet at the end of the day. They are a pet, but actually they're being used as for an athletic purpose, and so those horses, they need to be feeling their best to be able to perform at the best that they can, which I just think is cool. It's a challenge. They can't tell me what hurts, they can't tell me what's sore, so I have to essentially figure out what's going on myself without them giving me any clues.
Because they're a big piece of meat, aren't they? They're like, what are you saying, they're 550 kilos or something?
And plus.
I've never been kicked by one, but I know some friends that have, and it's, it can be really serious.
Oh, it's a really dangerous job, to be honest with you, and like we're aware of that, but it's you have to take precautions for sure. Yeah.
So they're like a helicopter, don't walk around the back of them.
Absolutely don't walk around the back of them, and always, I think my biggest thing is always trust the person holding them. So I'm blessed that I've got some amazing support staff, technicians and nurses at the clinic who will do a lot of the handling for me, and I essentially trust them with my life every day because they are the ones that are communicating with me how that horse is reacting to what I'm doing. So they're like integral part of the team.
And all those horses have their own personalities.
Yeah.
So because they're sports horses, are they more highly strung than a normal horse? It doesn't really.
I'd say they're probably a little bit more relaxed than like your typical racehorse, for example. Racehorses are thoroughbreds, and they have busy brains. They always have to be on the go. The sports horses tend to be handled a little bit more from a little bit, they're more like pets to a lot of people, so they're at home a little bit more. But it also means that some of them are spoilt and have opinions and a little bit like little children. And some of them try and walk all over you, and they haven't maybe been taught how to act properly. So that can make our job a little bit difficult, but interesting.
So they've gotten away with a lot, and then
100%, and that's not really something you can tell an owner.
No, that's right.
So a lot of that client communication kind of comes into play there, of thinking about what the horse is doing and how the owner has actually, in some situations, sort of passed on. Some of
so a Kiwi vet would say your horse is a bastard, and an English vet would say your horse is a little naughty.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Or a little cheeky.
And so AI. So you talked about that. So tell us how you're using AI with your job now.
Yeah, we've got a really cool new tool that listens to us speak. I think doctors are using it as well, and it saved us a huge amount of time. We're essentially speaking into our phones or laptops, and then it's creating reports for us and writing our clinical notes for us. So it's
so while you're seeing to the horse, you're talking to the AI.
Exactly. Or even just talking to the client. So I could have it, it doesn't even have to be, I can have it in a meeting as well. So for example, if I wanted to, I could have it here now. It would listen to us with this whole podcast, and then it would give me a rundown of everything we spoke about in bullet points. Or if I asked it, it would write me an essay on what we spoke about, and I can actually change it to do whatever I want. And
that's designed just for your equine use, because I know my doctor uses a similar thing.
Yeah, the one that we use is designed for veterinary use. So small animal practitioners are using it as well. And I think small animal vets are probably finding it even more useful because they're in a room a bit like this with a dog. Whereas we're running around outside, like my phone might go flying at some point or fall into some mud or something. So it's a little bit of a trickier job for our phones to try and catch everything we're saying.
Yeah, but before that, you'd have to go home at night and write all that stuff up.
Yeah, exactly. So I would do a full day of seeing horses, and then I would go home and write my reports in the evening, whereas now it takes me a quarter of the time, which is really useful.
So what time would you start during a normal day?
I'd start about 8, work 8 till 5, but then obviously we all are rostered on to doing on-call, so we'll be available at night time as well, and at weekends. So
when you're available at night time, you've just got a pager or...
Yeah, got my phone. And then the call will come straight through to me. And as much as clients think that we are awake all times of the night, we're not. They are waking us up. And if a horse needs to be seen overnight, then we'll get there as quick as we can, essentially.
That's good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now you're going to Australia soon.
Yes.
With what team?
With Team New Zealand, so with the eventing team.
That's not the sailing team. No, the eventing team.
With the eventers. So it's really exciting. Actually.
And eventers, what sort of event is that? Equestrian or?
Yeah, so they're doing it's a 3-day event. So they do a combination of show jumping, dressage, and eventing, so cross country, and they'll do that over a course of 3 days. So I'll essentially be going over with the selected team members and their horses, and basically support the New Zealand team.
Good. And what part of Australia is that?
Adelaide.
Adelaide.
Yeah.
Good.
So that's it's the only 5-star. April.
April. Okay, so it should be cooling down a little bit then. That'll be good. Yeah. So you're looking forward to that?
Oh, like massively. It's the only 5-star event in the Southern Hemisphere, so it's a huge huge
okay.
event.
So it's a big event.
Yeah.
So how many horses would be participating there?
Oh, that's a good question. I couldn't tell you, to be honest.
But there's
exactly.
how many countries are going?
Well, it depends who gets selected. Essentially, 5-star eventing is right at the top. So there's only a small number of 5-star events that happen in the whole world.
Okay.
So like Burghley and badminton, and it might ring bells here in the UK. They're the big ones that we have over there. So they're like high paced, big jumps, really talented horses and riders. That's where they'll be competing essentially.
Yeah. So that's a lot of danger on that as well. Isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. The horses need to be like top condition.
Yeah.
As do the riders, of course, but the riders are putting a lot of trust into their horses, so we need to make sure that they're feeling their best on the day.
Because they'd be going off jumps where the landing isn't flat. It's like
100%, and they're going over water and down ditches and all the rest of it.
So lots of people getting tossed over their horse.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying. I think horses are more dangerous than motorcycles.
Well, you know what they say, that being an equine vet is more dangerous than being a fireman.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
My God. So that's Australia. That'll be. So you're talking now. Just pretend you're talking to a young woman that's out there who's going, I'd like to be a vet. I'd like to be something. What sort of advice would you have for that young woman or young man?
Yeah, I think just go and experience the profession. I think you need to go out there and get a bit of an idea of what we do day to day, because it is different from what maybe you think when you're at school. I think just getting out there and experiencing with vets. I think being younger, insurance-wise, it can be hard to work. So a lot of it is just observing.
Insurance? So
you can't necessarily go and actually be a vet assistant, for example. You would think maybe as a kid, if you're 16 in your school holidays, you could go and help in a vet. It's actually not that straightforward, because if you get injured or whatever. But actually just go and observe, just go and spend a few days with vets doing different things, see different parts of the profession. And then you just got to study hard at school.
Yeah, because it is this very similar process to becoming a doctor. You are a doctor, aren't you?
Yeah. So it is a similar process, and that you'll spend the same amount of time at university. And it's a big commitment, and I think having done your research before you get there is important, and having actually making sure that you go to university. You can never know for sure whether it's the right career path for you, of course. And it can open other doors, but actually just being informed of what you're getting yourself into, I think, is important.
Because you went to university like a fair way from London, didn't you?
Yeah, I went up in Liverpool.
Liverpool.
Yeah.
Why Liverpool? Is that like people going to Dunedin, New Zealand? Is it like really wild there or something?
To be fair, it was a bit of a party city. Yeah. That was another shock to my parents. I'd always said I wanted to go to Bristol, which was near London, and loads of my friends were going to Bristol.
Yeah.
And I just went to Liverpool and had this feeling that was the place for me, which I know sounds incredibly wishy-washy, but I looked around and really felt like I wanted to go there. And it's competitive, so you essentially have to go where you're offered a place.
Oh, okay.
But I was lucky enough to be able to choose between Bristol and Liverpool, and I chose to go to Liverpool. I didn't know a single other person going to that university, so it felt like a risk, and it was far from home, but I met some really cool people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny because you said to me, I've had periods in my life where things just felt right.
Yeah.
And that was obviously that and this job.
Yeah. I'm not really like a wishy-washy person, but actually I have always felt, when I went and looked around my secondary school, I just remember thinking that this is where I want to come.
Yeah.
And it was the same for university, and it was the same for my job coming out here. I can't really explain it, but there's just something that just feels like that's where I'm supposed to go.
Yeah.
And so far it's worked out, so we'll see where it takes me.
I think you're 100% right, because the thing I say to people, if you could take it or leave it. Yeah. But if it's in your gut and you know you have to do it, and I've disobeyed that rule a couple of times. I take it or leave it, and then I'm in it, I'm thinking, oh my God, I knew that I shouldn't have done this.
Yeah.
But you're right. So you've come to those forks in the road in your life, and you thought this is the right thing to do.
Yeah. And it's not even felt like a big decision at the time because I think it's felt like the right one.
Yeah.
But we'll see where my next few years take
when they
me.
were in and we were in Liverpool at university and they were at the parties, you go, I only drink wine. Or the best wine, or no?
It's actually quite funny. I remember the first time drinking wine at school when you're in sixth form, when you're 18, they give you one glass of wine.
Yeah.
And I remember tasting it and calling my dad and saying, what have you been giving me? Because whatever they gave me today was not the same.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. Well, I've grown up on this lovely...
The good wine.
The good wine.
Yeah,
It tasted like vinegar. And he went, welcome to the real world.
Yeah, that's what...
There's a lot of that out there.
That's what other people drink.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for coming along. It's been such a blast. Take care.
Thanks so much.